We'll make it.
And I think we are going live in 3, 2. We're live. Hello, welcome. What's up,
It's
Jordan?
Monday.
Oh, it's so true. How's it going?
It's going all right, man. I'm in Chicago in an Airbnb, and I'm ready to talk about gimmick matches.
So true. You're in
I've been thinking
shit
about them all day. I'm
hell.
always thinking about them.
Same. You know that.
Yeah,
Everybody knows that about me. I'm the gimmick guy.
everybody knows that about us.
We're the gimmick guys. Hey, come on.
We're the gimmick guys. I love taking listen. I love wrestling.
Yeah.
I love a wrestling match. So if you're like, what if it was a wrestling match, but then there's this like whole other thing to it?
Yeah.
I'm in.
It's
Like,
entertainment.
that's just
At the end of the day, you know,
bacon on the burger.
like, yeah, the more seldomly you do them, the more special you feel. But and you know, a lot of the time I'm craving straight up wrestling. You know, when you see too many gimmicks, you just want two guys to wrestle or two gals to wrestle and have a great time. But sometimes the gimmick scratches an itch. And for us, these are the 10 itches that scratch us the best.
I agree.
You want to start with?
I'm excited to see like what you constitute as a gimmick match.
Because if it's not a regular match, it's a gimmick, other than like a tag team or something, you know?
Right. But even still, like this is going to be a lot of my list is like based off of like obviously sick matches that I've seen, but even honestly, just sometimes the idea just will push it through.
I mean, that's the magic. No, I would like to hear yours first, Jordan.
Okay, well that's apropos because my number 10 is a match stipulation that I don't think there's ever been a good version of this, but it looks fucking sick. And like, I think one day there might be a cool option to it. The Inferno match.
Oh, there's been a couple good ones for sure. But dude,
I've only seen
a guy bumping and then the ring just fucking going ablaze on the side.
Unbelievable.
Cool as hell. I was there live for the Bray versus Kane one.
Really?
And it was super weird in person. It's like the fire is loud. So the whole time you're just hearing like the whole arena, it's fucking loud. So it was oh yeah, sorry, Alicia wasn't here today. So Frank Costanza is joining us.
Frank, thank you. Which Inferno matches have you watched, Frank?
Shio Inawa
Serenity Now.
Shio. This means Inferno matches. It's not my kind of match.
Not my kind of match. Yeah.
Yeah, I was there.
I love it.
That was the only one I've seen live, but
I seen the Kane and Undertaker one, and it's like a mess, but I don't care because they looked cool and the fire looks cool. It's cool, man. It's like it's limiting because it's fire.
Yeah.
You know, but
the one thing you can't control.
It's fun.
So
you can't control it. So everyone's limited to like, all right, let's do like a really close to the middle arm drag.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny that like people used to only associate the casket match with Kane and Undertaker too, and now like that's Darby's match.
Yeah,
that's it. It's his. So now I guess they still have the Inferno match. At least there's that.
They sure do.
Yeah.
But yeah, what's your number 10? What are you feeling? My
number 10 is this is insane that Logan just commented this is the exploding ring death match. The barbed wire rope exploding ring death match. You know.
Okay.
It's hard to pull off in America, as we've seen. But like
the only one I've seen. So I don't have a real frame of reference for it other than like it was pretty good until the ring didn't blow up.
But even that was like it led to a week laughs and then a great promo with Eddie. It's like why put boxes and boundaries on this crazy entertaining sport, you know? And the exploding barbed wire death match sounds like two guys who were like, you know what would be fucking crazy? And where normally the conversation would end in like, no, we can't do that. They were like, let's just do it.
Right.
This is the kind of stuff. I mean, this should be higher than number 10, but like, you can't do this more than once in a decade or something, other than outside of FMW with Onita doing it. But
right.
Yeah, it's badass.
It is badass. I mean, well, it's not on my list. Spoiler alert, because
it's fine.
I've only seen the one.
Sure.
And it didn't really work. And we got great stuff out of it, but it did require the performers to work in spite of the stipulation.
Sure. I mean, dude, they were killing it with the drama of like, no, I don't want to touch those ropes or I'll explode. Which is so much fun.
100%. They had me up until the schmaz, but I also like it sucks because the conversation around that match is just like, remember when it was sparklers? Like it's
a shame.
It is a fucking shame, but that is whether we like it or not, that is the legacy of that match.
What's your number 9?
Is a shame. My number 9 is War Games.
Number 9, we gotta wait to talk about that then. Lordy, Lord.
That's my number 9.
All right, let's hold off.
There's a lot of cages.
There sure are.
There sure are.
My number 9. We're gonna wait to talk about War Games. My number 9 is the Iron Man match.
We can talk about that right now, but it is higher on my list.
We can wait.
Okay.
We'll get there. What's your number 8?
My number 8 is tables, ladders, and chairs.
My number 8 is tables. So is that on yours? Just straight up tables?
Straight up tables is not. So let's talk about it.
So the TLC match always kind of bothered me because it's like it's a pinfall victory.
Wait, what?
Generally, I think a TLC match for the most part, I don't think is an actual ladder match. Like there's been tons of WWE TLC matches where it's just pinfall.
Well, I haven't seen any of this. I only know like Edge, Christian, Hardy Boys for the titles.
Right. I could be wrong. I don't know why I'm thinking that, but I keep thinking like when I hear something as a TLC match, I'm like, fuck, not going to get the cool moment, you know? So do you not have a traditional ladder match on your list?
Oh, no, I do. But why number 8 is TLC is because it is essentially the...
Okay, Logan says I'm wrong, like, so that's good. I don't know why I'm remembering it that way.
I think they did like the Shield versus whoever, the one where like Kurt Angle was subbed in, they did a pinfall because I don't think that Kurt Angle was allowed to be on.
I don't know. I remember being soured on them for a while because it was like, what's the point? I'm not going to see some guys.
Why would you go on top of a ladder if you have to pin somebody?
Exactly.
It don't make no sense.
I agree, but yeah, I'm wrong, and that's fine. I mean
TLC. I knew is the type of gimmick where it's like a hat on a hat.
Yeah.
It's like it's already another gimmick, but the problem is like so many incredible. There's just too many good matches under the TLC banner.
That's why they keep doing them, is because they create these historic moments. Edge, Christian, Hardys, and the Dudleys are forever etched in the history books of like best WrestleMania matches ever because of those.
They're just so exciting.
Yeah, I'm with you.
So for that, I'm like, well, I can't discount it because that's what the match is called, even though it's basically a motherfucking ladder match.
Sure.
These are the TLC matches.
Sure.
So it's getting consolation prize is number 8.
Okay.
For that.
I got you. My number 8 being the tables match comes from the drama and the excitement of will he or will he not get put through this table? The match ending on the table bump is like so exciting to me to this day. Sometimes it gets a little convoluted when there's tag teams involved. When it's like, oh, one guy got eliminated, one guy didn't, but they're both still working. That's when it gets funky. But when it's like a singles match or both guys go through at the same time, that's perfection right there.
Yeah, I don't know if I've ever actually seen a table match in my time. I don't think they've done one in my era.
It's probably been a while. I mean, Dudley's owned table matches, so
right, and
that was my era.
Outside of the TLC, I haven't seen a lot of it. The only replay of a tables match that I've seen is Big Show stepping through one and him losing. I've seen a lot of like
right, where and then it's just like, oh my God, he did it. He stepped through, and then it's everybody's stunned, right?
Yeah, everybody's stunned, and I've seen clips of like table matches seem to be like they only want to be talked about in like an anticlimactic context, which I think is not fair to the table match in general.
No, because they were so good before any kind of weirdness was associated with that.
What like Sheamus's first title win was like I've seen the clip of that where it's just like John Cena slips on a turtle, gets shot with a turtle shell,
a banana peel.
He
gets blue shelled and falls through the table.
He gets blue shelled through the table.
Classic.
And he wins. So I've seen like people going like table match win, but it's also table bumps
are fucking awesome.
Fucking awesome.
Get the tables is every show you're gonna hear that because it's just so fun and exciting.
If Rampage like 2 weeks ago, if like the end of the match was Brody shoving Sting off the turnbuckle through the table, would have whipped ass. Would have also been sick.
Sure.
Muda entrance aside. Still would have been a sick end to that match. Like, because we would have been shocked about Sting taking his first really huge bump by himself.
And you know, much like the coffin match, it's a good way to be like, oh no, this really strong guy who we can't kill in a singles match lost in this other way. It's awesome. I love a table. What's your number 7?
Well, speaking of the casket match, it's the motherfucking casket match.
Wow, awesome. That's not even on my list, but I love it. It's probably number 11.
I love it. I've seen I feel like there's probably a lot of bad ones, but I've only seen like good one. Every Darby coffin match has fucking
they're all good.
Rocked.
He owns
all
it now.
All of them are good.
He owns the casket match is his now.
It is his. I watched a lot of them in Lucha Underground, LU forever.
You love it.
They had so many with like Phoenix, and the way that I'll give it to them. Like Lucha Underground, no one used the casket the way that they fucking throw that thing at each other. They slam each other through the casket and shit. It rocks. They think the casket is a ladder and a table at the same time. They don't give a shit.
Creative.
It's the best. It's fucking creative.
They never weren't creative.
And it looks also, it's just cool to have a casket ringside.
I mean, that is maybe the biggest one for me. It just looks sick. But like you have Brody losing to Darby recently where he falls in and then he can frame that in a promo as like, I beat me. You didn't beat me. Like I lost, but it wasn't because of you. So that just leaves room for it leaves room for the story to grow, which is like a gimmick should either finish it or be an amazing way to bridge it into something else. And in that case, that's what the coffin match did for them.
Yep. All right. What is your number 7?
Logan in the comments is saying, me and my buddy had been saying Muda and Sting have to do something during this retirement tour, but it was just announced that Muda's last match in January in Pro Wrestling Noah will be teaming with Sting.
Beautiful.
So there you
I'm
go.
gonna cry.
Yeah, that's huge.
I'm gonna weep.
My number 7, the TNA Ultimate X match.
I don't know what the fuck that is.
Oh my God, Jordan.
Go for it.
So
Go.
it's you would fucking bust a nut if you saw this thing. It was for the X Division Championship. There's 4 truss rods on the outside of the ring holding 2 parallel, like in the shape of an X, kind of tight ropes with the belt in the middle hanging off. So it's like a ladder match, but instead of climbing a ladder, you have to climb these truss rods on the sides, and then everybody fights while like dangling from this tightrope, basically.
Okay, that kicks ass.
It created like 2009 Bound for Glory, Amazing Red, Christopher Daniels, etc. Insane Homicide, insane match. 2005 with AJ Styles, insane match. This was like the X Division was TNA's bread and butter, along with the 6-sided ring, and the Ultimate X match was the pinnacle of both of those things.
It's like a really well supported WCW cruiserweight division kind of thing.
Yeah, but like not necessarily small guys.
Okay,
just guys who dudes who could do amazing things, basically.
Like, it's the the flips division.
It is still Impact's main gimmick match. There you go.
The Ultimate X
to
match.
This day, yeah, it's so sick.
That's sick. You explained something to me, and it's like the first time that I think I heard Andy Williams describing a scaffold match, and I was like, I don't know what the fuck this is, but that sounds sick. I have no idea.
Stop talking. I'm in. Yeah. It's that's my number 7.
Got it.
It's their bread and butter. So there you go. What's your number 7?
Well, my number 7 was the casket match. My number 6
right.
is the Money in the Bank.
Okay.
Ladder
We're gonna have to wait for that. Big time.
For sure.
Yeah.
For sure.
Okay. My number 6 is the Jim Crockett Promotions Bunkhouse Stampede, baby.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
You're
gonna I swear to God it's real.
B-side.
I swear to God it's real. So the Bunkhouse Stampede. Hold on, there's some metrics here that are gonna kill you. So,
I like you saying that I'm like, is he talking about like the Cracker Barrel match?
No,
like
this is the Bunkhouse Stampede, baby. 85, 86, 87, 88. It was okay, listen to me. It was a battle royale where everybody dresses up like cowboys. And like beats the shit out of each other all through the arena. And you want me to tell you the winners? I'm going to tell you the winners.
How do you win?
I'm going to tell you the winners.
It's a battle royal?
It's basically a Royal Rumble, but they start in the ring, and there's sometimes a cage, but they dress like they're living in a bunkhouse with weapons. But 85, Dusty Rhodes. 86, Dusty Rhodes. 87, Dusty Rhodes. And in 1988, you're not going to believe this one. It was Dusty Rhodes.
Fuck yeah. Only one by him.
That's it.
Booked himself to win it each time.
Somebody did.
Dressed as a I love
the Bunkhouse Stampede. Bunkhouse Stampede,
it.
baby. The best.
Yeah. How about so this match, at the end of it, how about this year? What if I win?
Pretty much. But he was the star, you know?
Yeah.
Like he was the fucking, like, that's what the people wanted, especially mid 80s. You believed that he was the star.
Yeah.
So why not?
Why the fuck not,
Why
baby?
not? The Bunkhouse Stampede.
I get it. Book yourself to win, baby.
That's right. What's your number 5, baby?
Number 5. We've talked about it together many times on this show. It's the Elimination Chamber.
Oh. Mine's coming up, but maybe we could talk about it now.
We can talk. I'll wait a sec. There's just like there's a cage match ahead of it. Like you can't.
Oh, you did
the cage match.
Oh, I might have not even put that one on there because I think the Chamber's better.
Oh shit!
That's just me though. We'll talk about it with you.
Okay.
But yeah, let's talk about the chamber. One of the
Like, you have it
last,
higher.
I do, but it's fine. One of the last great concepts, I'll say.
I agree.
Like
I
maybe
think it.
this and one other one that you already mentioned are the last great wrestling gimmick match concepts.
I agree. I think that this is. I think this one is so fucking creative and fun and cool. It makes. I have it higher than uh a match that we're going to talk about later, just because I think the entering the fight system makes a lot more sense.
I
It's a
love
little
the
the
system.
way you the system and the fact that it's like you get out of the match like you're not there's no stalling
Yeah.
pushes it ahead
Yeah,
for
yeah.
me.
Agreed. Um, for a while, they were really important too. Like there was always a title change, even
Yep.
if it was before Mania or like at Survivor Series or something. It felt like a big spectacle because along with this visual insanity you were getting, you knew you were going to get some important story beat that was going to define the next few months.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you, Logan. I see that. That was very nice.
I think they should make it prestigious again. Like if it's not gonna be the Survivor Series gimmick, which like made a ton of sense. It did start off really important because you're looking at like the first Elimination Chamber match is the final Shawn Michaels title win.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
In that gear.
In the doo-doo gear. You forgive
poo gear, dude.
You forgive that Conquer's Bad Fur Day villain ass gear
because the match was so good.
The match was so good. The the win felt great.
Yeah.
And there's just so many. They've done so much cool stuff. Like the first Money in the Bank win comes after like Shawn Michaels or John Cena.
Yeah.
Grueling battle.
Covered in blood.
You believe that someone got the shit beat out of them. And it's fucking awesome.
Yeah.
Our feelings about Edge are known on this show.
Could take him or leave him.
He loses the title immediately in an elimination chamber at the beginning of the pay-per-view, gets into the other one and wins the other title in the other elimination chamber. That's fucking sick.
So sick.
An unbelievable booking decision.
Agreed.
I love that.
That was to establish that like this is how powerful. Well, I guess we're talking about money. Maybe we'll talk about that in a second. All right.
Of course.
Yeah, that's the
like beating Kofi Kingston and getting into the other match is fucking amazing. Yeah. And then even if you don't want to treat it like it's this villain's paradise, treating it as like the follow-up to the Royal Rumble.
Yeah. Very cool.
Like they should talk about that each year. Like if you don't win the Royal Rumble, the other path to the title is through the chamber. Like build it up as if it's like it's almost.
I mean, that's
harder.
The thing. Like the chamber should be #1 contender for the other championship.
Like they did that, but they never sold it.
Make the final 5 guys in the Rumble in the chamber match.
Yeah.
That's some G1 shit. You know, do it consistently, and the people will be excited. Like, so when you get to those guys in the Rumble match, you're like, oh my God, that's the chamber. Oh my God.
Regardless, that's the chamber.
Make it important. Keep it around. Make it happen annually, but make it special.
Yeah.
Was that was your number 5?
That was my number 5.
Okay, mine is the ladder match.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, wait.
I have that higher.
Okay. What's your number 4?
Hell in a Cell.
Okay, yeah. See, not even on mine because of how shitty it got over time.
It is dog shit.
It's terrible.
It is a dog shit match now. unless you put the right people, like the last good Hell in a Cell match is what Usos and New Day.
Yeah, that was
from
good.
whenever I couldn't even tell you
That was
when
great.
that happened.
But other than that, they've been garbage. But
But
I'll
you
tell you
can't-
what, they started out as like in a rivalry, it was like, I don't know what to do. I need to kill you. So let's do Hell in a Cell. And that was every time. It was never not like the absolute last resort. So once it ceased to be that, I didn't give a shit about the Hell in a Cell, especially when it got its own pay-per-view. It's not as fun to look at as the Chamber, you know?
No.
Therefore,
No, it isn't. The mystique is gone.
Mystique is gone.
It's for me, the Hell in a Cell is like how people feel about like Marvel movies. They're burned out. They don't matter. I get it. Like, I get. That's how I feel about the Chamber. But I cannot take away the fact that when most people think about the concept of a gimmick match for wrestling, they think of Hell in a Cell.
For sure.
They're like, oh, you mean Hell in a Cell? It's the most famous cage match type.
Other than like just like if you're watching a sitcom, they'll be like steel cage match, and that's what they know.
And then they show the Hell in a Cell.
Yeah, and then it's Hell in a Cell. It's true.
Because Mankind Undertaker is the cage match.
That's the one.
That's even man, like honestly, Mick Foley doing anything in the cage is the best.
Yeah.
It's the best you're ever gonna see.
He's fearless.
The Triple H and him retirement Hell in a Cell match is fucking astounding as well.
Agreed.
There's like prime era Hell in a Cell, nothing better. No, but it has been why it isn't even higher is just because of it's
shot.
It should be number 2 for me. But there's been a lot of number 2 matches in it. So
there sure have.
Yeah.
My number 4, as you mentioned earlier, is War Games.
Ooh.
So
let's go.
I mean, early incarnations of this, they went all out. The good guys wore camo, painted their faces, and like the stories sometimes made sense even. And it was a very special time, a very special match. Always bonkers. The War Games is the reason Crow's Sting character was born. So without that last War Games that where there was like, is Sting really with WCW? We never get that. We never get one of the greatest wrestling characters ever. It's as much of a visual spectacle as the Chamber, I would say.
Right.
And it creates an extra special full night of wrestling with the 2 rings needing to be there the whole night. And I love it, man. I hope it. I'm glad it came back a few years ago. It hasn't. I mean, the Blood and Guts one recently, maybe the best modern War Games match.
Maybe.
Because like none of the NXT ones really did anything for me because it was kind of just like spot, except for the Dakota Kai turn. That was good shit.
I think the first War Games I thought was really well done.
Yeah.
I thought the first NXT one was pretty great. There's more. I guess that's kind of how I feel about it. Is more of that match feels like moments because of the stalling. It's a harder match to get swept up in the drama of the whole thing because the entire match is like, you gotta wait. Could everybody wait 15 minutes?
And that's the story's fault, you know? Because the WCW in its worst era still had enjoyable stories during this entire match. Because like waiting for the last guy is kind of part of the magic.
Right.
So it can be done, but it ain't often. So, but man,
It's
what a
hard.
spectacle. What as a
It's
gimmick, undeniable.
incredible. You know what it is? War games is an incredible idea. It's so sick. But I think I think the fact that you have to put the rules on screen and it's like 7 rules.
It's it's
and
not.
you got
It's
to go
convoluted.
like there was a coin like every time any person has like when it was an NXT thing and people would like you'd gather up with a bunch of people to watch it, the new people would go like, "Oh my fucking god." each time, which I think here's the thing, like I don't necessarily agree, but that's a fault. It's a fault that
Is it
like
though?
people
Like, does a gimmick need to be easy to understand? But like, I mean, like, does a person who's
maybe
watching wrestling for the first time need to know exactly what it's going on for a gimmick to be great?
I think for a person watching it to not understand why people aren't trying to pin each other, it can be conflict. If someone's
Sure.
like watching for the first time and they're like, okay, they've been fighting for 20 minutes.
But at this
Why the
point,
fuck?
it's a 40-year-old
Like,
match. It's damn near a 40-year-old match, you know?
sure.
So the rules are
I'm
out
not,
there.
look, I'm saying like I listen. I'm grasping at straws.
Sure.
We're in the top 5.
You're advocating for the devil now. I got you. I just think as a spectacle, it's the fourth best.
The 2 rings.
Yeah, it's
the 2
incredible.
rings. It's the best looking cage match.
Yeah, absolutely.
100%, because there are 2 fucking rings.
It's badass.
And people slam each other through the 2 row. When they're in the ring gooch.
I love the gooch.
I live.
Yeah.
Love the ring gooch.
Die for the
Unbelievable
gooch.
stuff.
Somebody does something unforgettable every time in that gooch.
Every time in the taint of the ring.
Exactly.
That's the double hardest part of the ring.
That's very dangerous. What's your number 3?
Ladder match.
Ladder match. I mean, this is the gold standard, really. It's only not. I only didn't put it higher because I think they improved on it. But yeah, I mean, this is one of the goats.
Yep. I think that I think it all comes down to this, and the reason that every variation of the ladder match is exciting is because the ladder match, just with the ladder alone and a title or whatever, is enough.
Yeah.
To be out of all this is the best, like, in my opinion, the best like item based gimmick match.
1,000%.
My final 2, no items are involved in them.
Yeah.
So this is, I think, the drama that you can create. Every motherfucker who watches a ladder match for the first time goes like, "Why are they climbing?" So fuck that shit. Get out of here.
Yeah, shut up.
Shut the
they're
fuck up.
very tired. This takes a lot out of you.
Also, it is hard. It's wobbling around.
Yeah.
It's on wobbly.
You ever climb the ladder fast? No, you're dead. You know? That's what happens.
You'll get hurt.
You'll die.
Unless you're Dante Martin, you will get hurt.
He's a sick fuck. But
he's a sick fuck. He can jump to the top of it.
To this day, when it's like we're gonna have a ladder match, I'm like,
dude, they've had more ladder matches than Hell in a Cell, and a ladder match is, I think I've maybe seen one not great.
And it was only
match.
because of the booking, probably.
Yeah, like I don't care. Like they still did something to make. Like what is it? No one was excited.
Yeah.
About Brock being put in that Money in the Bank thing at the end. Up until that was the sparkler exploding ring to that ladder match.
Yes.
Everything up until that was maybe the best ladder match I've ever seen.
Yeah, it was good shit.
The Sunset Bomb was unbelievable. Finn Balor flew.
Mm-hmm. As he do. I mean, there's nothing. Nobody's gonna be like ladder matches suck, and that's that's it. You know,
it's truly all about the drama that you can build with the climb. It's not the same with a regular cage, with the escape the cage match. It doesn't feel the same.
Oh, I do love an escape the cage, but yeah.
I love escaping the cage, but the drama of
will he or won't he
grabbing
get
the
it?
thing at the top,
the best,
unbelievable.
Excuse me. Oh my god,
Everything.
I just started thinking about
brother. Same.
I'm
out.
Women's Money in the Bank this year because my number 3 is the Elimination Chamber, which we talked about at length. So
beautiful.
What's your number 2?
My number 2, the Iron Man match.
Wow, number 2, respect.
Number 2,
awesome.
Here's the thing. It's a match that can be done poorly, but to me, in a one-on-one format, this is like when the clock is counting down and there's like
so awesome.
and the pins are tied, it is fucking unbelievable.
Yeah.
I truly think I think the most invested I've ever been in any match ever is Kurt Angle, Brock Lesnar from that SmackDown
masterpiece
with the Iron Man match. That's the greatest Iron Man match I've ever seen. Getting disqualified out the way to fuck up his back and then pin him and submit him 1,000,000 times.
Very true.
So sick. And the way that the clock counts down, Brock is in the ankle lock.
Oh yeah,
like
dude.
a motherfucker.
I mean, it's gotta be the best non-weapon gimmick match. Like, there's nothing but the guys wrestling, you know.
Yep.
And that's why it's so sick. I mean, Brett and Sean. Come on.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
If you are one of the that match is boring, get the
You're a moron. This isn't for you.
Get the fuck out of here.
Go get a coloring book.
It's an hour.
Yeah. It's fucking sick.
I'm sorry you had to watch a snapmare or whatever. I'm sorry.
Brett can make a snapmare look like a fucking F5, dude.
It's unbelievable.
He's an animal. Yeah, I do love the Iron Man match, but I really respect the number 2. I like that.
It's number 2 for me. It's the bet. It's my favorite wrestling gimmick because they're gonna build I've heard people say there are bad ones. I haven't seen one. Sasha Bailey was sick. Fucking Pac, Kenny Omega was sick. Everyone, Brett.
Dude, I mean, that's like a top 5 Dynamite match ever.
Unbelievable.
Yeah.
It's so good.
I'm with you.
It's such a good. It's a sick gimmick. I love it. I love a 2 out of 3 falls, and it's just kind of the same semblance of drama, but the clock is ticking.
So true.
And I think the countdown in the last set, the fact that they can pull all that shit off, I think in the Sasha Bailey match or one of Sasha's Iron Man matches, the thing counts down she's got him pinned, and the ref gets to 2 and the clock runs out and is I can't count 3. Clock's
sick.
out.
Yeah.
Unbelievable.
That's good storytelling. That's good drama. That's good wrestling.
Good wrestling.
My number 2. My number 2 is the Money in the Bank ladder match.
Fuck yeah, baby. Yeah.
This is the last great gimmick match, I believe. Co-created by Chris Jericho, who I think did he also co-create the Elimination Chamber?
No, Eric Bischoff made up the Elimination Chamber. I think
when he was just a talent too. So
no, that he might have that might be kayfabe.
Yeah,
I think he kayfabe.
I feel like Jericho co-created the chamber too, and
he's a genius.
He's legitimately a genius. It's crazy. They took the ladder match is the ultimate gimmick. Yes. And they made it even better by creating stakes that could potentially last the entire calendar year.
Unbelievable.
Genius. They out of thin air, they created a top 4 show, you know?
Mm-hmm. Listen, this would have been, I was thinking about swapping this with the ladder match in general. But for me, I was like, there is no thing if you don't have the basic ladder. But I get it because the winning of the briefcase element of it makes it the greatest. The looming threat.
And that's the thing. That's to your point. Like the ladder match is vanilla ice cream. It's the Godfather.
Mm-hmm.
It's the GOAT. It's the original. It's the foundation.
Right.
The Money in the Bank ladder match is McConnell's sea salt cream and cookies ice cream in a waffle cone. They took the original
I've never
and
had that shit.
But how good does that sound?
It sounds unbelievable. It sounds
perfect.
like how I would. It's the churros and fudge Van Leeuwen ice cream for me.
See, that's the same thing. They probably start with vanilla, and then they add the best stuff, and then it becomes that.
Absolutely,
and that's the Money in the
briefcase itself. I think the fact that the end of that gimmick match happened, the first time it ended technically is at the end of an elimination chamber, which is a match it can become part of
anything.
Great gimmick match.
It creates drama.
Anything.
It creates story. Then that's like normally they end the story. That's why the gimmick is there. It's like, I need to kill you. Here's the gimmick. But this can be that and creates more to whoever wins it.
I'm gonna just give it to you. Like it's better than the ladder match because of the other thing.
Because of there's more to it.
I was being a purist, annoying piece of shit.
I know, I get it though, because it's like that's the OG. Respect to the OG. My fault, OG.
Yeah, I get it.
I think we have the same number one, right?
Royal Rumble.
The Royal Rumble.
Royal Rumble is the best wrestling match of all time.
It's better than WrestleMania.
It's better than WrestleMania. It's even when it sucks, it fucking rocks.
Amen.
The fact that I still had like a good time watching it last year, and it was the worst one ever. The worst one ever.
Yeah, like ever in history of mankind. And it was still like, that was pretty good.
It was pretty. I invited people to watch that with me, and they all had I kept it to myself. I was like, they were all having a great time, laughing, like, ah, ha, 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 ha. And meanwhile, I'm like, these idiots do not realize that they just watched the worst version of this ever.
Yeah, poor people. But
poor people.
Dude,
they had a great time.
This is the best. They realize, okay, we can do this every year around the same time and base our biggest show around it. So they know what they've got. And I feel like with Triple H in charge, we're going to get back to the days of like insane surprises and exciting finishes. I think that the Rumble will be a thing that benefits more than most things with Papa H in charge now.
I mean, he's got I think it's one of those things where it's the thing they really got to get back to is this is not necessarily like the match that like solidifies the main event of WrestleMania, but it solidifies who is a new star.
Yeah.
Who could be the new star. The best Royal Rumble I've ever watched live as it was happening is whenever the fuck
Shinsuke?
Nakamura won.
Yeah, that was crazy.
Shinsuke. That was the last great Royal Rumble.
And then Asuka won the women's one. So it was just like
unbelievable.
It felt just like, here you go, motherfuckers, take this. And then fuck you by the time WrestleMania came.
I couldn't believe it.
Yeah.
Everyone left that Royal Rumble being like, I think things might change.
Yeah, no.
Does it feel like things might change in WWE, you guys? I don't know. I think they might
Psych.
turn it around. Psych.
But despite all that, it's still the GOAT.
It's still the GOAT.
It's the one show I'm not missing a year. You know?
Mm-hmm.
I won't miss that.
I might have to do something else for even WrestleMania, but people are coming over.
Yes.
We are watching.
I got chips. I got dips. I got sodies.
Mm-hmm.
It must be Rumble time.
Sodies. it must be Rumble time.
Yeah.
Here's my holiday season is Hanukkah, then a little bit of Crimbo, and then a little bit of the Rumbo. You know what I'm saying?
What a trifecta. I need a Jewish roommate or something so we can do some Hanukkah stuff.
You can just do it.
Would you would let me? The coalition would allow me to celebrate?
Yeah, you have Jew pass.
I do?
100%. Yeah.
Wow. Does Alicia?
You can't say what?
Alicia got it too?
She's Frank Costanza.
She's
right?
in.
Yeah.
I know. All right. Well, you heard it
here. She's
putting
in the work. She's going to school
really
or whatever.
Is, that's why she's not here.
Right. She's at Hebrew
temple.
school. She's learning her Haftorah.
What a gal.
Wait, get a menorah. Have a good time.
Say no more, dude.
Spinach dreidel. Get the guilt.
Oh my God, I've always wanted to. Well, that's our show, right?
That's it. Yeah.
Speaking of
Rumble's
Hanukkah,
the best. Who the fuck else was gonna pick anything
Come
else?
On. Grow up if you think otherwise.
Grow up. It's the Rumble.
Exactly. All right, everybody.
We're done.
We will see you next Monday or next Wednesday, one of the two, right?
We're gonna see you actually this Wednesday. You're gonna be on an airplane.
I will.
So you're gonna see me and Alicia and a special guest talking about this week's Dynamite. We're going live right after Dynamite at 10 p.m. Eastern.
I love it.
Let's talk about the episode right when it's over.
I can't wait to watch.
Dynamite tonight, baby.
I'll be there. Oh, incredible. All right. Good night, everybody. Bye.
Good night.